Cool. Well, action. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, whenever you decide to watch or listen to this. I'm gonna promise. I'm gonna set a promise today. The audio is gonna sound a lot better than the last one, and it's not gonna be as dark. I think I could confidently say that, but yeah, no one really knows, but I kind of touched on it. But yeah, Jay's been here full time. How long have you been here now, Jay? Like 3 weeks? Are we on a 3rd week, or are we on the 4th week?
I want to say we're on the 5th week.
5th?
Yeah.
A full time, really?
Yeah.
Jeez, Louise. Wow. When was your first episode? It was right before New Year's. I was thinking about that. When was his first? I want to say it was either right before New Year's or it was New Year's. It was kind of like,
I believe it was Happy New Year.
So it was one year ago.
1 year ago with Zach, the homie Zach.
Cool. I kind of want to take this a quick moment to actually formally introduce Jay to the team. He's been helping the podcast basically for well over a year, and but now he's actually officially full time. Like here, we get here around 10 a.m. We're here all day. Jay's been helping with all the stuff, and so before that, I was mixing the audio, some other stuff. So as of like last week, now it's Jay. So if you hear anything wrong with the audio now, just put in the comments, Jay, what the fuck's up with the audio? This sounds terrible. Because now it's no longer me. So yeah, Jay's been here helping. What's been like the cool part about that is, we're all human, and we tend to take on a lot. I think we all have our own thing, as far as we take on too much, and sometimes things get away from us. But I've been going through that, so it's nice to have Jay here. And then I was like, oh shit, what am I doing right now? Cool. All right, I guess I'll start riffing. So I've been opening up Logic and putting down some riffs daily. And that's been really nice. And me personally, we have Jay to thank for that. School. It's a huge weight lifted, and it's been clearing my mind. If you're just listening, I have a beanie on, and I'm kind of going for that homeless emo kid look. Jay said I look like a hipster, so I'm a little bit insecure about that right now, but it's fine. So shout out to Kaonashi. They gave me the beanie. They gave it to me. I'm like, I haven't worn a beanie in like, I don't know, 15 years. And I was like, oh, but then it's getting cold here, so I was like, I put it on last night. I was like, damn, it's comfortable, and I look homeless, but that's okay. But yeah, I guess we should get a little backstory before we dive into this thing. Yeah, Jay, where you don't have to tell people exactly where you're from, but like around like where?
Yeah. Born in the IE, San Bernardino.
Yeah. Dangerous.
Yeah, sketchy for sure.
Isn't San Bernardino like one of the most dangerous places in the country, or dangerous counties?
Yeah, it's yearly. It just gets ranked as one of those most dangerous cities as far like crime and shit. But we gotta find that. I know. I've seen that. I heard that where San Bernardino is not exactly like a safe place, and most dangerous county is in well, there's L.A.
L.A. Okay.
Probably California, maybe.
In California.
But yeah, I grew up in Pomona, so I would say like Pomona's more where I grew up and met everyone I know, and formative years, I guess.
Cool. So you're probably going to like Glass House and stuff, seeing shows.
Yeah, Glass House, going to house shows, playing in bands, just getting to heavy music and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Jay is a guitar player, and I've seen his band play before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Jay loves metalcore stuff, and you're more like around there, right? In like the metalcore world.
Yeah, metalcore, deathcore. I guess my band is kind of like melodic deathcore, definitely metalcore influenced. But yeah, I mean, I gotta say, Suicide Silence was definitely one of those bands. I saw the video for Unanswered, and I was just like, yo, this is next level. So yeah, that's Thanks, going from like AFI, like the Used, and then just reaching that next level of heaviness. And we're like, damn, we gotta get heavy like that.
You're like, man, I gotta get a semi-string.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. Yep. Yeah, when I saw your band, you had a semi-string, right? It was like a semi-string Schecter, correct?
Yeah, it was a Schecter. Gosh, I forgot, one of those C7s,
C7s.
It was a cool one.
Yeah, I've had a C7.
Yeah, they're really great guitars.
Yeah, pretty sick. So yeah, it's been a year, and I remember we were looking for someone to help out with the podcast. So literally, I put out in my personal Instagram stories, looking for someone to help out with the podcast, and Jay was actually one of the first people that responded to that. And we had what's the word? We had our interviews, right? We had there was a few people, a lot of great people came out and hit me up, and we met at downtown Disney at one of the hotels. Which one was it? It was one of the big ones.
Yeah, it was like the big one, I guess. I'm not too familiar with. I don't really go to Disneyland that much, but
yeah. So we're having interviews in downtown Disney at one of the hotels in like the main lobby. And it was Christmas time, so nice. It was like a big ass like Christmas tree, and it was a lot of people around, but still kind of. That's when I first met Jay in person, and then like this vibe. It's hard to find when you're in Southern California. It's kind of hard to find people that because we're not too far from LA, and just to find genuine people that aren't trying to use you as a ladder, I guess I could say, or any kind of clout chasing, or is this I want to be a part of this. I'm not gonna have a big mouth and stuff like that, without getting into a rant. But I think it was the Grand Hotel.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah, it was a nice, cool little meeting. And then Jay came to the last studio, and he did great. We all vibed, and he's been helping out ever since. But also, it's nice to actually have him, full time. You're here. Yeah. Yeah.
2022, damn. Oh, yeah. 2023, January. Yeah. Shout out to Zach, by the way.
Yeah.
Zach Perez. Yeah, I just felt like this is kind of the stuff that I wanted to do. So, just working regular jobs, and it's like I'd rather put my energies and skills and enthusiasm into something that's really cool. And I also got to say I was a fan of the pod, and I told you guys this before. So I really approach everything we do here as like a fan. And yeah, when I saw that story looking for, looking for help, I was like, dude, that's me. I felt it. I didn't feel like out of place, or I was reaching. I was like, yo, I know Zach, and I love the band. I love the pod. So I was like, I felt pretty confident in reaching out and stuff.
Great. Yeah, and Zach Perez has been helping out for even longer, and he put in a good word.
Yeah.
It shows like sometimes like our reputation, it gets around for for better or for worse, and you had a good rep, and then it just kind of just went from there, and you really I could even see it when Jay was helping, like, because you were always, because you had to work full time.
Yeah.
So and you're also married, so you're balancing coming here helping. Then you had to work, and you had to be a husband, and you would come here tired, and I was feel bad, but you're always just down to help and push this thing forward, So we definitely wouldn't be here without you and your time. So finally, it presented itself, or it's time to take the next step. To be honest, I was drowning in workload, and I kind of realized I couldn't do it anymore. I was like, fuck it. Sometimes in your life, you just gotta say fuck it. And for me, not saying this is going to work for everybody, but for me, it was kind of one of those moments, which I've done before. It's just time to take that next step. And so Jay quit. So you quit Target, right?
Yeah. It was cool, paid well, distribution type deal. A lot of just hard work and a lot of hours, and it was a cool job, But yeah, man, thanks. Thanks for taking the leap of faith and bringing me on. We've been putting a lot of good stuff out. Mm-hmm. Productivity has really gone up without that added stress of just other work stuff,
Work, yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, first it was Amazon.
All that.
Everything. Jay always had like some shitty job he was bummed about, and he was come here all tired, dude.
Yeah, and then just
up.
freelancing on the side and shooting videos too and stuff. Just trying to get my foot in the door and being a full-time like media content producer, filmmaker,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're here.
Cool. So would you say this is a little bit? Is this easier or harder?
I wouldn't say it's just different.
It's just different, yeah.
It's still a lot of work and a lot of crafting and it's definitely work. It's work. It's just different, and but I prefer it because it's like where my skill set is. It's what I went to school for and stuff. So
it's a little bit different walking into your work environment, and there's metal playing.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different,
Yeah, and the blackest coffee ever, because Garza makes that black nectar.
Yeah. No, I keep fucking forgetting. People need creamer, but I gotta get some fucking creamer, dude. I just assume that everyone's gonna likes coffee like I like it.
Deathcore coffee.
Yep. But just Jay grew up in Pomona. How old are you?
33.
33.
Nice.
Nice.
I just turned 33.
Nice. And in his teen years, he was a scrapper.
I mean, yeah, growing up with the friends that I had and just
scrapping,
just crazy guys and
scrapping, just looking for chicks, scrapping, going to shows,
just being a total douche.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We all do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm definitely not like that anymore.
How many scraps have you been in?
Not many. I try to avoid them, but just being drunk and at parties and shows and just people, talking shit and just rolling deep,
Rolling deep, dude.
Yeah.
Rolling deep.
Yeah, just like a bunch of hoodlums, just,
Yeah, rolling deep.
Yeah. 10, maybe less, but yeah, but it definitely got scarier and scarier, and just like, yeah, I think I need to chill out.
Yeah. So Jay is actually podcast producer / scrapper / bodyguard.
Oh shit.
So I feel safe.
Cool.
And that's going to lead into the next story. I was going to So, I mean, there'll be many opportunities. I'm going to use these solo episodes as like bringing Jay's life into this. So people I know I always kind of felt like I said the word Jay and people don't know what the hell's going on, you know. So I just wanted to put like a face to it and like a voice to it.
Cool.
So people can.
I didn't mind it. It was kind of cool. I was getting, lurking in the shadows type deal. But
yeah,
we're here
now. With GoldenEye playing in the background.
Oh yeah, things booted up.
So I was see, I mean, a lot has happened the past 2 weeks. With that Mitch EP, which sucked making. I'm glad we did it. Besides the audio being terrible, and blame Jay for that one. But
I went a little too hard on the compression. It picked up everything. So anybody with misophonia, sorry about that.
And I'm not thinking about like. It was a weird moment. I wasn't thinking about like being a host. I was just talking. I wasn't thinking about my noises or anything. And so I was just freestyling. So unfortunately, that kind of resulted in what it resulted in. But most of you look past that and listen to the story itself. So I really appreciate that. I feel different. I definitely feel different. I don't know. I just feel more, a little bit more compassionate, more like myself. If that makes any sense. I don't know. Just something happens when you talk about that kind of stuff, and you don't run away from it anymore. Just kind of awakens other thoughts and feelings, like the band and my family and people that mean a lot to me. So that was cool. So I'll just close that off real quick. That was all freestyle. I sat down. It's kind of doing like what I'm doing now. You have like bullet points. I was just kind of getting it. I was like that. After the first sentence, it didn't feel right, and I stopped. I was like, this whole thing is pointless if I'm just going to relive it here now. And then I think it'll be best if we just get it all out in one moment, because I'd rather not relive it twice. And it worked. The thing was 2 hours long. Literally no plan, no agenda. And I'm glad that I put the pen down. The last time I did that was episode 11 with Ross Robinson. I was writing down questions, and then a little voice told me. A little voice was like, "Don't write down any questions. Just do it." And I had a fucking panic attack, like a little mini panic attack. But sometimes that little voice was right. Sat down, we just talked for 2 hours, and the just kind of the self came out, and that was cool. So yeah, thank you again for listening to that. So that kind of ties into what I'm about to say. I don't know. I had something happen to me, not to me, but to other person as well. Before we get to into the music stuff, I was like, "Am I going to tell the story?" And I told myself no. And I was like, "Why don't I want to talk about it? Why? This is why. This is the whole purpose of this thing." So it was the week after Mayhem. We all have those weeks where it's like, damn, was this the busiest I've ever been in my entire life? And I had one of those weeks. So literally, we did Mayhem. I didn't, which everything in life has a price, and it was a moment we've been working towards for many months, a while. And couldn't really enjoy it there. Instead, hung out there for a little bit, played the show, had a beautiful moment. It worked. And then the next day I had a podcast. So I didn't really hang out, really have that big celebratory thing. So I had a podcast that Sunday, which would be the first of 7 of that week. So sometimes it just happens, it's kind of this, I don't know, how do you say it? Like in bulk, It just kind of happens at once. And something told me you got to go all in, dude. And so yeah, it was a long week. It was fun. Now it was over with. I'm happy. So the last one was on Saturday. So once a week, I hang out with my lady, and she's my personal reset. Every week, which every relationship is different. I'm not gonna say I know how to be in a relationship because I don't. But a common thing I hear, and I read in books, business books, or just heard on other podcasts or other people talk that I respect. I keep hearing this like once a week. Have a date once a week. Don't let it get past that. So me personally, made it a point, no matter how busy shit gets, always had that once a week time at least. Or if it doesn't work out, might do it during the week. But it's probably it's the most important day of the week, and also use that as like a celebration of the week. Time to let loose. No thoughts. No like what's going on. It's nothing. Just hang out with your favorite person and just have a good time. So I kind of use that time as like it's like a celebratory time. And this one was like a big one. It's like that. It was like, this is the craziest week I've had in a long time, if ever. So what I like to do, because I'm a guitar player in a heavy band, I like to drink. So we go to one of my favorite breweries in Corona. We go to Stone Church. Shout out to you at Stone Church. See the people that I see there pretty often. And I had a few. I had like, 6. And my lady offered to drive me home. It's very sweet. It was a big celebratory moment. And we sat by the water for a little bit. So there's like this like kind of man-made lake there. You see like the ducks and stuff and birds flying around and families hanging around you. It's really cool. And then, okay, it's time to go home. I'm not driving. Thank you. So we parked a little, kind of behind the buildings. It's a really big parking lot. And, okay, so we're walking towards the car. And this feeling came over me. Whenever I need music gear, I always go to sweetwater.com. If it's mics, headphones, or studio and recording gear, Sweetwater has you covered. Next time you need any music gear, support the podcast by using the link in the description and comment section below. Head over to distrokid.com/VIP/Garza and save 30% off your membership to get all your songs on all streaming platforms. And now to the heaviest podcast of all time. It's not the first time this has happened, but it's like, I need to piss right now. It's coming out. I'm not 18 anymore. I'm 38. I can't hold it. My bladder's going to explode. And, okay. So I open up I'm not driving, so I'm opening up the passenger door and I'm peeing right in the middle of that. And while I'm doing that, I don't know what, something is stopping me from trying to tell this story, which is why I'm telling it. Some kind of fear inside my my body. I'm kind of reliving the anxiety right now, but I'm looking out for cars. There's no cars. I look behind me. Anyone walking up? Nothing. No voices. Nothing. Right when I'm zipping up, I'm done. Internet, I kid you not. Out of all the cars in the parking lot, the person that had the car next to me, all I hear is, "Oh my God." And it was a couple. Came out of nowhere. I kid you not, Internet. So I get in the car and I close it. I was already like kind of closing the door. And then what happened next, which my lady caught it, is she lied. She said, he's peeing on our car, which is not true. That didn't happen. I'm peeing on the parking lot because I think people get it. I think that might have been her hint of reality of what's actually happening. A parking lot is full of shit and piss if you're not aware of that. So I might, tired, semi-drunk brain. I was like, this parking lot full of piss. By the time we drive away, it's going to dry up and, it's going to be a part of the many other puddles of on this parking lot. And, so she said that, and then I hear a guy's voice. I hear a man's voice. So, and I asked my lady, should I get out of the car? And thankfully, she said no, because I did not have now looking back at it, it's very embarrassing. I did not have, as a 30-year-old man, I did not have I consider myself a very mentally quick person to make decisions, but I did not have it at that moment. And I think this is where our other half comes in. And she was there. And I didn't have that decision-making capability at that moment. And she said, no, don't. But she ended up being right. Because then what happened next? So, okay, then let's go. The guy she was with, it's also Sunday. There's football. There's people around with jerseys. It was a white dude, probably. I hate saying this stuff, but exactly what you expect. I know I say that often, but unfortunately, it was true again. 6'5", stocky guy with a 49ers jersey, shaved head. He's a football fan, also drunk, and starts to spit at the car, yelling. And based on his reaction and her reaction, this was not their first rodeo. Gun to my head, he's definitely got into some altercations, probably at bars or just based on his reaction. It was very extremely aggressive. Extremely. And we drove off, and she was right. And then I began to think what I would have done in that moment, or what would have happened if I got out of the car. But anyway, ended up making the right decision. It was very embarrassing. And then unfortunately, I had to learn quite a few things. One is, no matter what, you always have to have your guard up. No matter what I'm celebrating, even if I'm celebrating, I can't ever get to that, like, I can't ever celebrate. It's just not smart. No matter what, always keep your guard up. And no matter how tired you are, there's no excuse. There's zero excuse. It's over. That time in your life is over. And also made another rule. The other rule that I will not break ever again is the amount I drink with. If it's just me and my lady, it's literally one or two, and that's literally it. She shouldn't be driving me home anymore because if we're celebrating, we're having a good time together, and she lets me be a guy, which I really appreciate, and it does help me kind of reset. But there's no excuse. I begin to think like I can never lose control like that if it's just me and her. It's different when it's me and the guys, or it's just me. If I get in trouble, that's you as a man. That's your problem. But to involve your partner in that is super unfair. And yeah, I learned that lesson. Unless I feel safe, unless I'm with other friend. My friends tend to be taller than me and way stronger. Unless I'm with them, maybe. But I learned that I could never cross that line, no matter what we're celebrating, no matter what. So that was a new rule. And it was a new moment to grow up. You know, I have different eras of drinking. I realized there's the 21 to 26 debauchery. Then there was the 26 to. I was just thinking about that, man. I'm in like 3 or 4 eras of drinking. There's like the really bad one, 21, because I didn't drink until I was 21. 21 to 26 when Mitch passed. And then there's like the struggling drinking phase, which was probably 26 to 30, but it wasn't nowhere near. And then I would drink on tour. I would have fun. And that when I went from 20, even in my debauchery days, I never once woke up or been in the house and said, I want to drink. It's usually when I'm social. Then that's when the debauchery happened. I never craved it, ever. So that's the second era where it's not debauchery. It's more like I'm drinking on tour. Literally, never even a thought or a craving or a feeling, nothing. And then fast forward to 2020, COVID. So how was I here? So that's 2020, 34 at that point. So we're talking 8 years have passed since I'm in my second era. And I can't make it up. Not even a thought, craving. Once COVID hit, you know, now we're all home, and now it's like, okay, it's Tuesday. Let's watch Netflix and drink a wine for no apparent reason. And okay, COVID's over. Now we're out being social, and now I crave it. And it's so fucking weird, like, for 8 years, I had like not even a hold. It was like nothing. It was easy peasy. And for that thought to come in, I'm like, wow. You never really know yourself. It's pretty gnarly. And now, you know, now I either work or something that's just, I was like celebrating with like a drink or something. That wasn't. I didn't even celebrate with a drink in my first era or second era. And that was like all the time I want to do it, every day. I was like, damn. It's crazy how addiction will kind of creep in right when you think you have a hold on it, which you never really do. And now we're in a third era where now it's being responsible because there's other people involved. And so yeah, that's my story. I'm not sure why I didn't want to tell it, but yeah, learn to never keep your guard down. You got to be responsible, and I think peeing in public should probably not be a thing. I kid you not, they came out of nowhere, and so that's also a lesson learned. And I'm always the guy that's saying, you know, be aware of your surroundings, and I'm always that guy talking like that, and here I am doing that. So a lot of lessons learned, but yeah, that's all I got to say about that. All right, Jay, should we hop into a couple questions before I dive into a shame spiral on YouTube? Thank you for listening to my story. Appreciate that.
Gotta get that off your chest.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. First written question.
Mm-hmm. First written question is from Ray0313. As a fellow Garza, do you have any roots in South Texas? So I chose this on purpose. Jay, can you type in South Texas and see what cities pop up? Just out of curiosity. South Texas. You would
Looks like San Antonio, Corpus Christi.
Okay, is there like really is that South Texas? Really? Huh. Yeah, it's like more like a list because that's like it feels a little more broad. Okay. What cities is South Texas? The South Texas region includes 5 metro areas: Brownsville, Corpus Christi, Harlingen, is that how you and McAllen. Cool. Okay, so yeah, Corpus Christi is big for me, and Jay, type in also how do you spell it? Tynan, Texas. Tynan. It should be near Corpus. It's a really small city in Texas, but should be near Corpus Christi. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of history with my family. Basically, I had family come from literally that area of Texas and basically drive over to California, and the first place they got was I wish I knew how to spell Tynan, but yeah, I get it. Texas Tynan. It was Tynan. It was Tynan. Hurry, I'm trying to sound words.
Everybody's screaming right now.
Yeah, it's like, "Oh, you idiot! Stupid!"
I'll find it.
Tynan. Oh yeah, so they went from this was before I was born. They went from the Corpus Christi area to Orange County, California, which is also another weird reason why I'm here in Orange County, Santa Ana, because besides Corona, like the place I would drive to with my parents when I was a little child was here. There it is, Tynan. Boom. Where is that on the map? Okay, yeah. So it's not far from Corpus. Perfect. So if you're watching, you can see on the map there. Cool. So yeah, we would come here to the Santa Ana area, and they used to live out here. And then we had other family that would eventually move here as well. And then I think this was when it was either right before I was born or it was right when I was born. They moved to eventually Corona, where I would be born and raised. So around 85, they moved to Corona. But yeah, I had a lot of family out there. My grandparents that would drive from Tynan, Texas. They were also from. They talk about the Corpus Christi area. So when I was a kid, I flew out there to Texas. And it was really cool. They had a statue of Selena there, and it was fucking crazy. Is that my grandparents were neighbors with Selena's family, so they known Selena since she was you're talking child. And so my dad, if you don't, he's like a keyboard player, trumpet player. So he knew Selena's family, and so he has stories with like Selena's dad, Abraham, and the first time I went to Corpus Christi. This was my first time. This is some super lore stuff, which is why I chose this question. I was like, what are my emotions going to chain link in real time? Which I think you probably know that about me by now. My first time in a studio was when I was a child, and yeah, this kind of might have like started this whole journey. But I think, how old was I? I was like 8, maybe younger. But the studio I went to was Abraham's, I can't pronounce his last name.
Quintanilla.
There we go. Jay actually knows how to say it. Unfortunately, yeah. So basically what happened is my dad contacted him and we were allowed in the studio. I remember he had it was fascinating. They had a blind guy. That was probably my first time seeing a blind man. And he was walking around like the studio. He like snapping his fingers, and I was going into the control room. And yeah, we were allowed into the control room, and there's the big ass fucking mixer and speakers, and Abraham was there, and my dad, and they were playing like Selena's. I'm not sure if it was out yet, but it will eventually be her English record. And a super fucking crazy. That might have been the fucking same room. The fucking picture that was just there. That might be it. If that's in. That literally might be the room. But yeah, that was my first time in a studio, and I look back at that moment. Every once in a while, man, that might have like started, kind of been the beginnings. Yeah, it's gnarly. It's gnarly, man. But yeah, so there's me personally, like there's a big deep connection with Texas, and I was kind of, I don't know, unfortunately we don't play Corpus Christi a lot or enough, but we play there a couple times. It's more so like San Antonio or like Houston, you know, around those areas. But man, crazy. Sorry, I've been not about that in a long time. But yeah, this is a deep connection with the Garza family in Texas, and but yeah, I always kind of felt home, like going to like, you know, San Antonio and stuff. It's always been really cool. So yeah, that's my story about Texas. Oh yeah, my parents were on the podcast. Pretty sick.
Yeah, I heard that that story on this episode.
Yeah,
episode 7.
Yeah.
And
also, yeah, there's a deep connection between my parents and Selena's family.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's really crazy. Like, he has stories of like whenever they were in town, he'll go out and hang out with Abraham, and his friends would be jealous and talk shit. And subconsciously, I kind of learned from my dad that when you play music, people talk shit on you, and he was my dad was the first one to tell me, like, he has crazy stories. Like his band would play the halls, and then he brought his own PA there, and he always wanted like the best gear, and he worked his ass off to get the gear he had. And he said people would cut the cables out of jealousy. So then he told me, like, let the music speak for itself. And I never once, now that I think about it, I never once heard my dad talk shit about someone else as far as like musically or a band, which is interesting, because I probably should take that from him too, because I talk shit to everybody. But that's maybe that's how we differ. You're always gonna, it's fun, you're always gonna differ from people. You could take things and learn from it, but I kind of put my own spin on it. I like talking shit. It's fun. Cool. All right. That's thank you for the very thoughtful question. I was kind of waiting for this moment to pop up for a bit, and so thank you. Let's go on to the next one. I'm all horned up on Monster too.
Mr. Blonde.
Mr. Blonde. What's up, dude?
Really considered to say you guys take a lot.
My bad.
1 year that I worked there, I wasn't.
Oh, we had the podcast going too. Round 2.
All right. Mr. Blonde.
It's safe to say you guys take a lot of influence from grind. Like, the cleansing is like a lot of grind death metal. What was like some big albums that that were out around that time that influenced that style, or just influenced you in general?
Yeah, this is a interesting subject because of what happened with the genre. We came out and the extreme metal crowd hated it, which is really it still kind of fascinates me how the deathcore genre was not taken in by the kind of extreme metal scene. Always kind of shocking to me. It still is, like years later. But yeah, a big influence was grind. And if it's just so weird, like if you hear the first record, it just kind of blows me away how people just don't. I don't know. It's still shocking to me. But if you listen to it, like there's a lot of grind in there. There's back in when I was a kid, I was listening to Nasm. There's two records. I think the main one I was jamming in was Inhale Exhale. Yeah, but Nasm was a grind band. You listen to that guitar tone, and we kind of there was one of those bands like you kind of. I really want to get the cover up there. Yeah, play that song. Fuck it. Like, give him a good 5 seconds. And they're groovy too. That riff is sick. So we're jamming this record, Nasm. Unfortunately, they had a band member pass away from a tsunami. Super fucking sad, man. I remember when we all saw the news of that. Yeah, let's find the name of that band member. Go on Wiki. Fortunately, I don't know his name by heart. It has to be in there somewhere. Let's see. Have to. Oh yeah, a name. Yeah. Yeah, a name we can't pronounce. He was born in Poland? Oh shit! I didn't know that. He died in Thailand. Yeah, it sucks. He was only 30 years old. Fuck, it's sad. It was 2004. December 26th, day after Christmas. Fucking sucks, dude. It sucks. But yeah, they were a sick ass band. Another grind band was a Flesh Parade. So there's a record called Kill Whitey. The cover is interesting, to say the least. You try to find. We might have to blur that one out, but again, I want to play like a snippet of it. Maybe go on YouTube and go Bite It and Get It. I was jamming. See. Yeah. Actually, go back, Jay. So for some reason there's two versions on the same record. So try another one. Yeah. Okay, it's this one. This is what. Dude. We were jamming this shit, dude. And why? Because the grind bands that put groove, watch, so there, what is the other song? It's fuck. Actually, Jay, find the track listing, because I really want everyone to hear this song. This is the beauty of a podcast. I could just go off. It gets, but I didn't get it. Lighten up. How about that? Is it Worth? Is it Backstab? It might be Worthless. It might be Worthless. Cause there's a groove in there that's like, fuck, dude. That's the full record. Is there like a tracklet? No, that's not. Yeah, okay. It's definitely Worthless. So what this record actually is. It's a compilation of a lot of their stuff. So there's 3 songs on there, which you probably, if you're watching, you probably see it. This fucking song. Songs like this is what I took from, and there's right in the middle of the song is what. So it goes blast. Hear that? So yeah, this grind bands like that. We were just anything that they'll go crazy. The vocals are crazy, oh shit, but then they'll just groove out of nowhere. And that's what Suicide Silence took. But we just made it a majority of the song. So basically we did it backwards. The song's not focused around the blasting and the thrashing. Let's put the groove and let's put the blast beats around that. So yeah, bands like that, without going on a full-on rant, there's a lot of bands I could pull up right now. I think those are 2 cool ones that you could look up. And the band we're jamming was Pig Destroyer. Those first 2 records were pretty cool, but yeah, thank you for the question. I think we could we could move on now. Whoa bodies. How do you?
Boobies.
Whoa boobies. Okay, that's an interesting name. How do you feel about the new wave of deathcore in the IE at the moment? I'm gonna need a sip of my Garza Go-Go juice for this one, which is it's an energy drink. But I can't say your name until they pay me. Because we got to buy Jay some shoes. Come on, baby. So, unfortunately, I don't really have I don't have anything positive to say, to be honest. The IE since then has... A few things have happened. Since the closure of the local venue, 2007, the Corona scene kind of died. But up until recently, like the IE scene has been coming back, but it's very separated now. It's very separated from what I could tell. Like there is like before, you won't know everyone that are in like the scene, but now it's like no one talks to me. Like I'll just say it, or it's for different reasons. I got one of it. My first one of it was actually not a positive one. When we put out that record, the self-titled, a particular person in the IE band, IE Deathcore band, I would see comments of that person. I won't say who it is, but I just found it strange that, oh shit, like you're my neighbor. I thought you were supposed to have my back, but they were talking mad shit on me and sued us on, saying that we're a bunch of nobodies, which is weird when you're not IE in a deathcore band. Get it? It's just kind of weird. So that left a bad taste in my mouth for many years. And I recently heard some other thing where other band, a certain band member is not saying positive things about Suicide Silence, which is it's just weird. It's separated. Like you don't have to like love us or anything, but it's just strange that I guess a band like us that kind of broke out, i.e. playing heavy shit. But it's different, and this is coming from me, and I hope all you listening and watching kind of get some kind of grasp of who I am as far as how I talk and how I think. But I'm a very competitive person. I will talk shit on you if you're in competition, but I do it, and it's not two-faced. I will say it to your face, and it's all with I will pat myself on the back about this. I've seemed to kind of find this balance of talking shit, but it coming from a pure place. I'll help out anybody. It's never two-faced. It's who I am. There's no front. But but when I hear someone else talk shit, it's always it hits me in different ways where it's not positive, and there's just something not right there, and that's coming from me. When or someone says something. I remember there's like a other band where people were warning me about this particular band, and I hate it when the moment they stop talking to you, they're gonna talk shit on you. I'm like, oh, cool, it's great. I mean, dude, I get like the young band thing, like you're gonna have to like talk shit. You kind of get that, like you have like that young bravado, but this is different. This is different, and I don't know how to put it into words. It's just different, and I think I'm the wrong person to ask about this kind of stuff. But yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. But it's sad. Next one. But I appreciate the question. Thank you. The Flesh That Bridges 11. Hell yeah, let's do it.
What's up, Garza?
What's up, dude?
Podcast, love your shit, love Suicide Silence.
Appreciate it.
I was just curious, what's it like balancing your home and touring life with your relationship with your girlfriend and just managing bills and shit like that on top of dealing with the band and that whole business? Appreciate your time, bro. Keep fucking rocking.
Keep rocking. Just one more chug. I appreciate that thoughtful question. It's kind of pop. It's getting slowly. People are asking me more personal questions, but this is the closest to it. But I think we all deal with that, right? Like, how do you balance? How do you balance your life? I think we're all balancing our own lives. We all have to work. We all have bills. Or if you don't, you're about to, because you might be, in your teens right now. You have a whole life ahead of you, which is cool. Then you have your friendships that need to be that you need to build, and you have your actual relationship, and then you have, whether it's your partner or your wife or girlfriend or what have you. But how do you balance all that? It's a tightrope. It is a tightrope. I definitely don't have it down. I've gotten better for sure. But that's come from some failures, What's helped me personally is really learning how to compartmentalize things. I'm a very moment-to-moment guy. Like, I won't text you back, but if I see you in person, like, we're gonna have literally I'm only talking to you and that's it. And I've kind of learned. It really is a balance. It's a tightrope. You can't lean too far over each side, because then you'll overcorrect, and when you overcorrect, now this is, so it's like this weird, it's exactly how you said, how do you balance? You balance. How do you balance your personal life? You try to balance. Now you just compartmentalize. There's a time to think about business. There's a time to think about your bills. There's a time to think about your errands. It's a time to have a date. Yeah, just learning how to. At first, it made me feel like a sociopath, like being like a a business person, I guess you could say. It's made me feel like a sociopath for like a quick minute, because you had to. Literally, you had your brain. I learned to turn it on and turn it off from moment to moment. And at first, it's like, oh, it's just like, ugh. It's weird when you're a human. You're trying to like. But I will say this: the more you do it, and a few years have passed, I have gotten better at that. Turning the on and off switch, and still be yourself and doing it in a real way. That's helped me personally. That's helped me, is to compartmentalize things, and it's fucking tough, man. It is fucking tough. How do you fucking balance life and relationships and I guess it kind of ties into one of the subject I was going to talk about was and again I think we all have these kind of weeks. We all have these kind of days where life will just hit you from all angles. And I actually had that this week, which is kind of funny that we could kind of tie it all in. What I have here in this question is, so this week, I woke up and the car wouldn't start. I was okay, there's a little bit of anxiety. Okay, how am I going to, I have all this stuff to do. And then right after that, my cat wouldn't get out of bed, which is very abnormal, and I realized he was extremely sick. And then the same sickness that almost killed him. If you've been listening to the podcast for a bit, you know my cat almost died like last year. And the same sickness was coming back. I was like, oh, this is bad. And I don't have this extra, how much money that costs, over $3,000 just to send him an ER. How am I going to do that? I still got to go to work right now. And at the same time, this week, this is not like, without getting too far into the to the backstory here, but since Jay has been helping us and he's been joining full time with the family, the podcast has been very successful. Like I guess you say the views, to me they don't matter, but in the grand scheme of things, it was like, oh wow, like it's happening. This is crazy. And this one moment I look at my phone, I see like the updating numbers. I'm like, wow. Just a few months ago I wanted to quit, and now we gotten past that hump, and now it's doing what it's doing. And then I saw my cat. I'm like, man, none of this matters. None of this matters if I don't have a home life, and it was a nice like reminder, I'd rather my cat be healthy, I'd rather my relationships be intact than views, it doesn't matter. And then it kind of ties into the balancing act. And but yeah, I just kind of sat there. Okay, I'm gonna call. Just didn't waste time. Okay, I'm going to go out for a little walk, clear the mind, and then you start tackling things. It's just something does happen to you. What I noticed is your stress levels will how do you say this? You can stretch your capacity to handle stress, and now you have a new capacity. Since you dealt with this, you have a new one. That's, for me, that's what I noticed. So I just tackled one thing at a time, and days like today, clear mind, things I fixed that. Took Leo to the vet. Thankfully, he's good. And to close off this subject is, and also ties into the first story I told you. It's kind of cool. I really like this question because it's tying everything in. When you're walking on a tightrope, you're gonna fuck up. You're gonna fuck up, and you're gonna neglect things. And I like to look at life like it gives you chances and it gives you signs. I do believe in like the 3-strike rule, where one thing is, for example, Leo the cat. There were signs when he first got sick, and I ignored it, and he almost died. And we fixed him, and then about a month ago, his eye was swollen. Like, he has like this thing where which is actually surprisingly normal in cats, where his eye was swollen up a little bit, and that was whatever you want to say. I don't know. If you God, life, your God, I don't know. Whatever you want to believe in. For me, it's that higher power is saying, "Yo, dude, fix this now." And in quotations, you're just listening. I was too busy, and so that was the sign. I ignored it, and he obviously last week got really sick. The symptoms came back because I ignored that first little sign where it could have been squashed that moment. And the tightrope was walking too much over the work, and just taking things as they go. And then from the first story I was telling you, I'm all over the place today, but it feels like it. But hopefully I think we're on a journey. We're all on a journey right now. And to tie it in from the story when that bro wanted to fucking kill me was there's two ways that I could handle that, or you could handle that. Hey, this happened, it sucked, but it could have been way worse. So this is your sign. Are you going to change? Are you going to change? And I had two different roads. Okay, this is an obvious problem, an obvious answer. Which road am I going to take? And I think I talked about this before. I always make the same mistake twice, and I think this is a nice opportunity to just make it once. And just go on. It's funny, like, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble explaining this, like, and not like a spiritual way or a God way. I'm trying to make it more like digestible, but yeah, it's just signs, and you gotta compartmentalize things to make time for that kind of shit. But yeah, I think before I go on a rant, I think I'm done with that one. I think I have time for one more question. I think I lost my pen. Oh, never mind. I got it. Freaking A. Okay. RP Base 84. Do you have a favorite riff you made up that didn't make it on to an album or a warm up riff? Yeah, it's funny. This is one riff I have that just does. It's just, I never even brought it to the guys before. It just doesn't. I think it sucks, but it just hasn't left my head. It's fucking weird. It just happens. Sometimes it just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit, and that's kind of the another reason why you got to keep writing or doing things the same thing over and over again, because you can't get too attached to one idea because it might not work, it might not vibe, and you could take that to anything in your life. But I guess I could I'll play it real quick, but it just won't. I'll mic up the speaker real quick, put on my headphones, but it's this freaking riff. Playing it out of the like, it kind of sucks to me anyways. I don't know, but I never brought it to the guys, but literally it just keeps popping up. I don't know why. I never wrote like a tale to it. Maybe that's why. So yeah, that's a riff I have. Haven't made it anywhere. I guess I could even touch on the first riff I ever wrote was made it on to Fuck Everything. So this riff. I wrote that when I was like, you're talking 13? I don't know, like that's that. But it was I just took that same pattern but just chugged it. It just fit. It happened to fit. So I've experienced that as well. I still remember the chorus. So yeah, that's it. Cool. Hopefully you enjoy that riff. Did I tell you already that I look homeless right now? It's crazy. I still remember that. It's the simple riffs, man. It's the simple ones that just fucking. They just fucking stay there, man. Chad, thank you for your question. Appreciate that. Let me just peek what's next. Let's what about the written ones? See, I think I think we're good with questions. I have a couple of things to close off with. And then I'll save these, but let's see. I'm not going to go on anything political, but so I voted. 38-year-old man voted for the first time. It was my first time voting, and I'm not going to exactly say who I voted for because that's going to cause a whole discussion, but I thought it was cool. It was November 5th, the day before. I looked. My lady told me you can vote in person. Day of, you don't need to register, which is really cool. So day before, I looked up. How do you say, what's the word? Voting centers, voting polls or places. So yeah, I went to the Corona Public Library. They opened up at 7, which is I like going to the public library. It's down the street from my house, on the same street as I was born on in Showcase Theater. So a lot of history on that street. But yeah, I go there when I want to have a long time. And it's really peaceful. But this time I'm up. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go vote. And it was a really cool experience, and I'm really glad I did it. It was, what I liked about it was, it's cool to see other people in your town, like you fucking live there, you know what I'm saying? Like you fucking live there, so you probably know like a little bit, and you know, like the different races of people, like the different ages, like how to vote, how to prepare better next time when you vote, seeing the subjects that you're voting for. It was just cool. I'm already looking forward to the next one. The first time I wanted to vote was the last election. It was Tulsi Gabbard. I wanted to vote for her. So she seems like a logical person. Pretty cool. She had a picture of her with a fucking bazooka or something. I was like, that's the president. She had a fucking bazooka. I think she was in Iraq or something. Pretty cool. But I don't know. I don't know what I did. That was 2020, yeah. So I think the podcast really started at that point, like full on. And anyway, fast forward, you know, voted, and man, talk about some heavy questions for 7 a.m. I was like, oh shit, this is a lot. Something that's popped in my brain the past 6 months was I should know more about my town, my city, like who is running it. And I didn't know until I'm doing the poll. I did it, how do you say this? Electric polls, right? And so, you know, I'm like in front of like a screen. It's cool, like that they like call your name, they like walk you over there. I was like, oh, this is cool. And I was like, oh shoot, like I'm just gonna say it because I think a lot of people won't say it because they're afraid of what people will think about them, and I think that needs to stop. So with my ignorance was, oh shit, I thought I was voting for the president and USA subjects. There were questions there that involved my town, like who do you want for city council? I'm like, damn, no idea. And so next time I vote, I'm going to prepare who I'm voting for the city. I think a lot of people deal with this. They just don't talk about it. So anyway, I voted. I told you who I voted for. I voted for myself. And vice president will be Franz. That's who I voted for. And my first action is I'm going to deport all the drummers. And they're all going to go on an island. I'm going to build a wall around the island. So that's what I'm doing. But that's not a big deal. And I did, okay. And the way it ended, so 2 things happened when it was over that I found interesting. One, why is it that when I was handing in, so once you're done with the electronic vote, they ask you if you're done, then they print it. So they print it out, and it's a barcode. And then then they scan the barcode once you're leaving the door, and then they give you the I voted sticker, which I already lost that fucking sticker. But why? And I know I'm not the only one, so don't fucking lie to me. Why did I cover up who I voted for? Why? I don't know. It's weird. Like, why did I cover it? It's weird. Really weird. Yeah, so they scanned it. And so that was one of the last things I did. And then I get the sticker. And then this is a good way to close it. Well, I'm closing the voting experience was okay. And now I'm in the parking lot. It's over. I voted. I voted for myself. And I'm almost in my car, and then I get approached by a young man. And he looked, gun to my head, he looked early 20s, tall, skinny, young man with a clipboard. He asked me, how was your voting experience? I said, great. And I continue, I was walking to my car. He said, you mind telling me who you voted for? I'm like, no, I'm not gonna. There is some conversations that you do need to walk away from. Yeah, it's just one of those subjects where like, dude, like I don't even know you. And I'm walking in my car, and that is kind of a heavy, because I know if you're talking about politics, religion, or finances, there's no such thing as a pass-by answer. They're not asking you for an answer. If I say who I voted for, that's gonna follow up. So I was like, damn, that was interesting. Like that interesting. That dude is just out there asking people who they voted for. I mean, that does take balls. I wouldn't do that. I would not do that. But so yeah, that was a really cool experience. I'm trying to wrap it up. I saw Powerman 5000. I'm gonna close it off with these two subjects. We're not even going to get into current events, but I mean, I haven't even hit my list yet. But saw Powerman 5000 in Fontana with my friend's band, the Mental Experiment. Very cool. They were sick. Powerman 5000. The place is called. With shout out to Mike Z from KCAL 96.7. Stage Red in Fontana. Pretty cool venue. I think Sammy Hagar owns it or some kind of connection there. I'm not sure, but for a small town, very cool venue. Big stage. I'm glad I went. Crowd was loving it. So they came out with the bangers. So that record, I bought that record when I was a kid. Like I remember that song Supernova, and love that song. And what's the first song they play? That's the first song they play. I'm like, okay, they know how to do it. They know how to come out and rock a crowd. Really, really fucking cool. He looked great, sounded great. And so yeah, on the way up here, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play that record. I saw him last week. I'm gonna play the record, and holy shit! They have 1 point. Hey Jay, type in Powerman 5000 Spotify monthly listeners. I was like, what the? Yeah, they have 1 point. On desktop, it says 1.2, 1.1 million monthly listeners. It's like, damn, man, that's fucking good for them. They were all here talking about Mona Shore and Not Loose. Who gives a fuck? Powerman 5000, 1.2 million followers. That's fucking cool, man. I'm just kidding, but the monthly listeners is an interesting thing. You know what I did out of curiosity? You know how people don't give a fuck, but they pretend you do? Put in a P. Diddy monthly listeners, and I'm gonna tell you a number, and you're not gonna like it. How do you?
You want to check the actual?
Yeah. The monthly. Okay, so Diddy. So I'll tell you right now, 10.6 million people don't give a fuck. They don't fucking care. Last one. There's a few that I can do. But type in R. Kelly. Oh shit. Okay, 4.7 million people don't give a fuck. What's his most popular song?
Ignition Remix.
Ignition Remix. Same Girl. I believe I Can Fly is number 4. 116 million streams. Man, I believe I Can Fly. Fuck. Why did it have to be you, R. Kelly? It's a great song. It's a fucking phenomenal song. But yeah, I just found that really interesting. Like the whole monthly listener thing. But yeah, shout out to Powerman. Actually, Jay, play that first riff. I think you were actually about to do it, and I ruined it. Play that first. No, the number. It's Supernova. People need to hear that fucking riff, dude. When you hear this riff, that's sick, dude. That's sick. I think one of the guitar players is actually playing a Fender. I remember that as a kid. My memory could be mistaken me, but I think I see a Fender. See, now it's gonna bug me. Yeah, I forgot the song had a video, but that riff is fucking sick, and the band's awesome, especially if you're a new metal fan. Okay, let's do one current event. Now, I didn't even get through what I want to get through. I saw it this morning, and I don't really know if it's true. So I want to find out in real time if I'm an idiot or not. Jay, let's type in N64 4K. I think a console just dropped. Okay, so is this real?
Yep. Analogs 4K Nintendo.
So it looks like N64 is launching in 2025 for $249, a 4K version of N64. And it looks like we have, from the picture, it looks pretty modern, looks very simple. All the same games. Looks like Bluetooth controllers. So this is sick. Wow. Yeah, dude. Oh, this looks. Oh, this is sick.
Pretty cool.
Is there a release date yet? Actually, is there a? Or is this they just did the year?
Pre-orders October.
Pre-orders already happened. Says company says Q1 2005. Okay, will launch early next year. Company says Q1. So between Q1, we don't know. It could be anywhere from January, February, or March. So I would expect a March drop. That would be sick. I'm not much of a video game person, but if you're watching Jay talk earlier, you could see N64 in the background playing GoldenEye. So that's the only console here. But it does fuck up a lot. So if this thing comes out, we're gonna get it, or someone's at a show, you happen to give me one. That'd be pretty cool too. But cool. Shit, Jay. Anything that I missed? It's a good little intro for you.
Cool. Yeah.
We didn't get too dark.
Nah, I think we crossed that.
Which that was a goal of mine. Don't get relax, man. Don't get too dark today.
Only thing, maybe just shout out to members.
Oh yeah, and I have noticed that the past month we've been getting some more members. So thank you for signing up to the YouTube membership. If you're listening to this now, I probably already did a read in the beginning of it. But yeah, thank you to our YouTube members. You're supporting the podcast and supporting Jay being here, which is fucking sick. And again, thank you for being patient. It's been going great. Jay's really taking this thing to the next level, and we've already recorded quite a few podcasts. So Jay's still finding his footing. It is a lot. I'm very aware of that. So just be patient a little bit. It's asking you just to hang on a little bit longer, be a little bit more patient. I say by my goal is to be up and running by the first week of January. No training, no nothing. Jay comes in here. We're well-oiled machine, and that is my goal. And to fix my my mouth noises by January 2025, and Jay knowing how to mix it. So if anything happens you don't like, just say fuck you, Jay, in the comment section. That's cool. Or say thank you. But let's see yeah.
We got merch. We got coffee.
We got merch. We got coffee. Check it out. I'm the worst at saying all this stuff. I'm so wrapped up in the actual podcast itself. But yeah, we have all that stuff. Check out the Studio Sounds podcast. Usher Parish is playing shows. Suey has one show in May, the Milwaukee Metal Fest. Check that out. Keep talking about the Fender 7. Keep bugging Fender. That Garza needs a SIG. And yeah, that is it. Thank you for listening and watching this week. And I will see you next Monday. Thank you. Later.